Hello my friends, thanks for checking the channel out. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back. And today I'm saving you some money. That's what we like to try and do on the channel. But I say save money, it's maybe going to encourage you to spend some. But if you're going to do that, you might as well get a bargain where possible. I've managed to wangle with San Martin's store on AliExpress up until the 1st of October 2025. So you've got about another week. You can get a nice discount off of watches. So if you follow the links in the description and click on there, you can basically, it automatically takes the money off when you get to the checkout. And that is something which I've created for you. You're obviously going to need to know how good the watches are. That's going to link straight to the watch, which is today's piece, which is the SN0133. I chose this piece. It's a good all-rounder aesthetically with some nice color options, and that's something I believe San Martin are really up in their game on. So is the watch actually objectively any good for you to go, you know what, it's all well and good you getting us a discount, Dan, but is the watch actually any good? That's what I'm here for. Let's have a closer look, shall we? So here it is, guys, the SN0133, which I can get you down to £175-ish delivered, including VAT, if you click on my links. So in here, let's see what this is like. This is the lovely packaging you get. It's a lovely faux leather zip-up case and lovely felt lining on the inside. Here is the watch in question, absolute beauty. And I sized it up already so I can enjoy the watch and obviously review it. And I've taken out just 4 links to fit my wrist. I like to, when I set up the watch, when especially it has this micro adjust, which is on the fly, I get it roughly halfway. So if I need to expand it, I've got room for doing that. And if I want on a day when my wrist has shrunk a bit, I can then crank it back in again. Very nice practical way of getting the watch to always be very comfortable. So this is it. This is a SN0133. And what are you getting for your money? Well, you're getting what I think. I've had a chat with some watch loving friends of mine, some YouTube buddies, and we agree that it's definitely got essence of Tudor with its case design. And then due to this bezel insert, I would say it then mishmashes a little bit with the Christopher Ward. And I chose this colorway because I was getting a bit blasé with colors. I think you can get some lovely snazzy options. Definitely see when you click on the link the other colorways you can get with different bezels, etc. I went for blue because I thought, can you get a blue which is a bit more interesting than all the other blues I've seen? And I think they managed to do it. And I'll show you a bit later on what I mean by that. But let's get some stats and specs out of the way, what you're getting for your money. So you've got a bang on 40mm case width, nice big 7mm crown. It's a screw down crown. This has 200 meters of water resistance. I can't verify that because I have no scuba license. It's a lovely, very slim 12.7. I'd say that's a pretty slim for a watch with an NH35 in here. That's one of my few complaints about this watch, is there is a ghost date position, which is a bit of an annoyance because when you set the time, it's nice if it had the NH38. Has no date complication built in there at all. You just pop the crown out, do the time, bang it back in. But this, you've got an extra crown position for a invisible date wheel that's hidden under this beautiful pastel blue dial. Everything's stainless steel, 316L. The length of this steel beauty is 48.7, and then including these male end links, it's 51.4, but they curve down, as you can see here, quite quickly, so it conforms very nicely around the wrist. Case back is just a screw case back. You need a sticky ball or a special die to take that off, but a sticky ball is generally enough. It's very likely you'll ever have to open that up. It's got the solid end links, no quick release pins on here, no drilled lugs here for quick easy changes, so it can be a bit fiddly to change this bracelet out, so be careful. But to size this up, remove these lovely links in this Jubilee style 5-link bracelet, you just need the little screwdriver which it comes with, and you unwind these screws. They come up very easily. It's really easy to size this up. Then we work our way to the lovely clasp, which has it's a fully milled and brushed and beautifully finished clasp in itself. All the edges are done very nicely. But the cool thing is it's got this on the fly micro adjust. You press this here and it easily slides in and out. So it goes back in and then back out again. So the taper on this bracelet is it goes from at the lugs pretty much 20mm down to 16, and then the clasp jumps back up to only 18. Looking at the dial, everything, the hands and the surrounding of these indices are all polished, very lovely finishing there. Dial is perfectly centered on there with a minute track going all the way around, which is printed logo, the San Martin, and printed automatic 200 meters, 660 feet above the 6 o'clock marker there. We've got this gorgeous slightly domed, slightly top hat, sapphire crystal with an AR coating, which has got a very subtle coating of the AR on the underside, so you don't really notice it's there, but you get excellent clarity in all conditions. Then we look at the bezel insert itself, which is also sapphire, and that is really helping this be an absolute beauty playing with the light. That's the thing I noticed. It has that vintage aesthetic, almost like the old Bakelite bezel inserts of the old days you'd get, but this has got that durability. And the thing that I think they've mastered, and this is where I'm going to chuck in my biggest compliment, is the color match for the bezel insert and the dial is identical. The amount of times I've seen these kind of bezel inserts and dials, they don't quite match. All the way they play with the light's very different. You can have a matte dial and then you can have a glossy bezel insert. It just clashes a bit. This works so much better together. And with that slight dome element you get with this bezel insert, it complements that slight domed element of the crystal. So it has that vintage look. It's just so beautifully done. That is very clever. I do like that. It's something I didn't really notice until, you don't really see in the pictures you see. It's not until you have it hands on, you look at it and you go, actually, that works extremely well. And while I'm talking about things that work extremely well, I'm not overstating this. The bezel action on this watch, for me personally, is perfection. It's literally got zero play. And by play, I mean there's no extra movement other than just it going forwards. There's no bounce. By bounce, I mean there's no extra movement here. It just feels tight, but light, but not so light that it feels cheap. That is where I think they've mastered it. I mean, this is honestly better bezel action than when I had my Omega Seamaster. This is better bezel action than the actual Christopher Ward this looks very similar to, which is the Aquitaine. I'd say they really know how to do their bezel actions. And if you're a nerd like me and you're never actually going to go diving and you just use a bezel just to fiddle with and just to enjoy something tactile, maybe a fidget toy, something to help reduce anxiety, this is lovely. It just has such a gorgeous feel to it. And this is loomed as well, this bezel insert. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say it's 120 clicks, by the way. And then going back to the actual Lume elements on this, the Lume in the actual bezel insert is BGW9, not quite as strong a glow as what you get with the BGW9 in the hands and the indices, but it's all blue to match that gorgeous blue of the dial and the bezel insert, and that again complements that overall aesthetic. And BGW9 lasts exceptionally well. You see from my B-roll how gorgeous it looks. And then go back to this bezel, again the actual machining is gorgeous, it's got perfect amount of grip. The only slight snag with it is when you're undoing the crown, it's that your thumb can just rub on this, but it's no massive biggie. It's just common with the bezel, which as you can see, oversails the case size ever so slightly. So when you're unscrewing this crown, your fingers can catch a little bit on it, but that's no massive big deal. And then going back to the movement inside, when I had this on my time grapher, I did notice when it was brand new, it was running rather fast, plus 40 seconds. I thought, oh dear, that's not good. I was not impressed. But then I thought, hang on a minute, sometimes movements need to bed in. I don't know how long this has been sat in a box for before I got it, and I've worn it for obviously a good few days. It's gone back right down and consistently in 4 different positions to +4, +5 a day. That just shows sometimes they could be just needing the oils to lubricate and go around. And then I'm going to finish off talking more about this bracelet. I love this style of bracelet. It's got lots of flexibility and breathability, as you can see the daylight through there. And it means it just conforms really nicely to the wrist. Really comfortable. So I was pleasantly surprised with this watch, especially when you remind yourself that this is under £200. And there are other ways in future you can save money with the channel. If you want to join my team, I was going to quickly tell you what a team is. There's 3 ways you can join my team, and they are simply either go to AliExpress and type in watches in the search engine, or you click on the QR code, which I'm showing you right now. If you're watching this on the telly, use your camera, or the easiest thing, there's a link in the description. That takes you to my team, and the more people that are in the team and do simple actions like signing in or browsing or making purchases, it gets points. And the more team members and the more points, there's more cashback reward. So all in all, I'm glad I've checked this watch out because of its gorgeous good looks, that vintage charm, sort of the hybrid blend of different Swiss brands in its aesthetic, and the usual San Martin build quality with this exceptional brushing, which is super clean and tight. Really crisp transitions with the polishing, and it's not very edgy at all. The older San Martins used to feel a bit edgy. This doesn't have that. So yeah, I'm really pleased I chose this one to share with you. So thank you for making it to this part of the video. Before you go, I have one last request, and that is if you don't mind hitting subscribe. Helps the channel grow, and you get to see regular updates from the channel, and everything you need to know regarding this watch, of course, just to reiterate, is in the description. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.